Very welcome back to the show. Now, dogs might be a man's best friend, but they can also be a bit expensive when it comes to annual spend on toys and treats, often creeping into the hundreds. Here with her DIY doggy treats is Nancy Creed. Nancy, great to be back at the show again.
Good to be here.
Lots of lovely stuff out there in the shops if you want, and that's all well and good, but you don't have to spend a load of money.
No.
You don't.
This is Doggy Blue Peter, so it's make and learn. So, I mean, you can go off and buy expensive dog toys, and they rip them up. I mean, here's Exhibit A, you know.
They don't last that long,
They
really.
don't, especially in my household. So what I've started doing is I have loads of odd socks and started turning these into toys. So things that you can do at home or the kids can do at home is get your broken up squeaky toys.
Always keep the squeaky thing.
Keep the squeak. But what I love as well is old water bottles, because these make noise as well. So what you do, gather up all the old toys, stick them into old socks, and then we're going to just put a hair bobbin on them, and that means then it's now a massive toy for the dog to play with. So by doing this, it means, first of all, I don't know if the kids are doing it, it's entertaining for the kids, but also you're making free toys.
Yeah, but I think it's great for kids to learn things like this at a young age as well, because the dog is part of the family, and you want to have the crack with the dog as well. And here's something we made for the doggy.
Yeah, and it's fun. I mean, it's better than watching TV. Do you know, getting the kids to recycle stuff, reuse them, and then you've got a great toy that the dog can play with, make noise, and then they'll throw it around, and once that goes in the bin, then you've gotten your money's worth out of the broken toy as well, so you make it last longer.
One of the main things, I suppose, is the noise. You want it to make noise.
You want it to make noise, and a bit of weight. So that old tennis ball is in there as well. There's a bit of weight in it. Like, obviously, keep an eye on the dog when they're playing with it, so they're not eating any bits of it, but this is safe, you know. And the good thing about it is the old socks, we know that dogs love playing with socks. So now they have toys that they can play with.
So today we're talking about saving a few bob. What do we save here?
Normally toys are in and around a tenner. So I mean, if they're destroying one toy a week, you're saving yourself a tenner a week.
Yeah, a tenner a week. So that's a lot of money. Just over the food side of it as well now. There's a bit of chicken here, a banana that might be on the verge for us, but it's great for the dog. Yeah,
so I mean, battered bananas or meat that's going off, instead of throwing it in the bin, make that into something that you can do for your dog as well. So what I like to do is just get your bit of mashed up banana. It's kind of disgusting, but it's good for the dog. And I got to say, look, you're making your dog a treat. So sticking a bit of banana in there, banana's good for dogs. A bit of peanut butter, which again, I think is disgusting, but the dogs like it.
But again, you can just scrape the bottom parts of the peanut butter.
Yeah, so instead, I mean, and what you can also do as well is let the dog lick the empty peanut butter jar as well, but getting the little bits left over, sticking a bit of meat into it, and then into the freezer. And then what you're going to have is a nice little chew for the dog to eat that's healthy, and that you've recycled the food before it goes in the bin, and it's free.
And again, you can get the kids to do this as well.
Get the kids to do it. And that's what I kind of say, it's made with love. So, I mean, you know, you make your kids something nice for their meals, and then the kids can make the dog something nice for their meals.
These will last a few weeks inside the freezer as well, Nancy.
So what I'll do is, so once they're frozen, pop them out, put them into a lunchbox, stick them back in the freezer, and then you have them there in the evening, giving the dog something nice to chew on to keep them quiet as well.
Now, by nature, a dog will run over to the water bowl or the food bowl and gobble it up as fast as they can. Now, that isn't great for a few reasons.
No, big time. If dogs eat their food too fast, they can get a thing called bloat, which is where their stomachs actually twist, and it can be fatal. Also, I mean, food is the highlight of their day. If it's over in 30 seconds, that's not as much fun. If you can stretch out the amount of time your dog's eating the food, it means they have more fun. They have a longer mental stimulation activity.
This is one way of doing it. Explain what this is.
So these are the go slow bowls, and because there's ridges in it, it takes the dog that bit longer to eat. So their nose has to kind of work around the ridges. Now, these bowls are expensive. So to save money at home, what I like to do is recycle your egg cartons. So what we do is pop the treats into it, and as you can see, so he's got his little dinner in there, but instead of him wolfing down the food in 20 seconds, it'll take them a little while to
because they'll physically have to go into all the nooks and crannies here to do that.
And where it's fun for the dog as well is they'll clear out one or two, and then in their heads they're thinking, okay, I'll go back and get another one. I'm not finished yet. And they'll really explore it. The other thing about this as well is it compacts your recycling. So if you give the dogs the rubbish, they'll flatten it down. It can get chucked in the bin then as well. And it keeps them entertained for a little while.
We've Loco there. I'm going to give this out to Loco. Just tell us a bit about Loco.
Loco is a dog that I'm fostering at the moment who has what's called a stereotype B. So it's an OCD behaviour in dogs where what he's been doing is chewing his tail. So if you can get a shot of him, you can see that there's no hair left on his tail. Now he's in recovery, so he's in for emotional treatment, and the hair is starting to grow back. So he's going to be better. But with him, I need to keep him occupied the whole time. So I need to keep his brain working and activities going the whole time.
So this will save you around 20 quid,
20 quid for those bowls, and I mean, it compacts the recycling then as well.
Perfect. So we're going to see, just move on to this here while Loco is having a right old chew there. We talk about agility courses and stuff like that. It's very, very important for dogs, isn't it?
It is, because it's fun for the dogs, it's exercise for the dogs, and it's something you can do indoors. So if it's a rainy day and you don't want to go out in the rain, getting your dog to do something that's physically challenging and mentally challenging is fun for the dog.
Now, if you do have a few bob, you can buy something like this. But if you don't have a couple of £100, I'd imagine you can make it for free.
I mean,
so
yeah,
tell us what you can do with
nothing
this.
goes in the bin in my house. So getting an old box, getting yourself a mop, as you can see there. What you need to do is just get 2 boxes, put a little hole in them. Obviously, careful with the scissors.
Very careful.
Don't try that at home. And using the broomstick then to turn this into a jump means that as your dog gets better, you can increase the height of the boxes. You can, have 2 jumps, 3 jumps together. But it's something that the dog can do that's a little bit of a challenge and keeps them busy during the afternoon. Instead of going out for the walk, getting them moving. Because he's got his issues as well, it's really good for me to work on his movement. So he's doing something besides chasing the tail.
Okay, certainly. And we also have the weave as well. This is very, very important, isn't it?
Yeah, and this is again something for dogs that have any kind of structural issues, any kind of joint issues. Getting them in and out of the weaves is really good to get them aware of their body movement as well. So what you can do at home is get anything. Anything. You can use tins, you can use little cones,
This
teddy
won't cost
bears
you
even.
anything at all.
Won't cost you a
This
penny.
is literally free.
And it's fun. It's fun. Kids, again, love doing this, but adults do too. If you want to have some fun with your dog, putting the cones down and weaving the dog in and out. So he's just following a bit of food, and that gets him moving then in and out, moving his body, keeping his brain occupied and keeping him happy.
And great, you can do it indoors as well during the winter. Now we have the tunnel as well. Dogs love the tunnel.
Yeah.
Again, if you have a few bob, you can have something like this.
Yeah, if you have a massive garden as well.
Or if you have a massive sitting room as well, I would know where to put it. But if you don't have one of them, you can make one again for free.
Yeah, exactly. And that's something, again, kids can do at home, family can do at home. If you have a big dog, get a table and get a massive blanket covering the table. If you've got a small dog, you can use a coffee table. And the concept here is that you want the dog to learn to be brave enough to go through the tunnel and to follow the food. So it's good for his confidence. And again, it's something that's fun, and he's bonding with the owner then again. Joking. So it's good. It's fun for the dog, and it's mental stimulation.
What will you save if you make a homemade version of all this?
You can save up to £200 if you get the full kit. And it's something you can go to agility classes, but you can start practicing at home then as well.
Brilliant. Nancy, thank you very much.
Thank
Well,
you.
thank you as well for being part of the show today. Nishavada, I'll keep loco for you.
He's so nice. I believe Nancy is actually taking care of him as well. I believe Nancy's fostering him, as usual, knowing her. Fair play, Nancy. Now, all this